Yo, what's up? It's Jason Vong, and this is the Sony 24-50mm f2.8G lens. And this is kind of a weird lens.
It is weird.
And it's not a bad weird, it's a fantastic lens both optically and performance-y, and I really believe this can be the start of something really interesting in the future, but we'll talk more about that later. So right off the bat, the first weird thing about this lens is the short range, 24-50mm. And I've been using this lens for about a month now, traveled across Japan with it, and there were so many instances where I wish it had a slightly more of a reach. And it could be that I'm so used to using a 24-70mm f2.8. I own the Mark II, but damn, that thing, even though it's a Mark II, it is heavy.
Very heavy.
And yep, I can see it now. People are getting their keyboard ready saying, "But in your review, you said this is the lightest 24-70 f2.8 ever." Yes, Michael, I did say that. And I also said, after a while, it will be heavy again. We'll likely be asking for an even lighter version in the next few years. I don't know why I have all this hate for this Michael. There has never been a Michael that have wronged me. So if your name is Michael out there, I am terribly sorry. I love you, man.
Okay, Jason, take care of yourself.
But anyways, short of getting an f4 version just to save on the weight, there really isn't much you can do if you really want a zoom lens that starts at 24mm with the f2.8. Getting the next best thing means you're sacrificing that juicy f2.8 constant aperture, which means you're not getting the blurriest background, and it's hard to use in low light because you would have to bump your ISO, and when you bump your ISO, you introduce more noise and grain into your photos and videos. And a lot of people, they don't really want that, especially if they shoot in the dark very often. Hence, the 24-50mm f2.8, the answer, the compromise, our savior to the problem. Except the sacrifice now is on the additional 20mm reach on the long end, and that may not be a bad thing for some folks. And you know what, we've actually been seeing lens companies like Sigma and Tamron really experimenting with these weird unconventional zooms, so there's definitely a demand for something like this, smaller and lighter zoom lenses. Now fun fact, this lens right here is actually lighter than the popular 20-70s from Tamron and Sigma. No dig or anything, just an observation. Okay, so yeah, it's lighter than the best 24-70mm f2.8 G Master 2, but is it really that light? And that is of course going to depend on person to person. I mean, some diehard Tamron 35-150mm f2 to 2.8 users, god, that's such a mouthful to say. But anyways, they say that gymongous of a lens is the best lens ever invented since sliced bread, and the weight somehow doesn't bother them. But you know what? I think they're just overcompensating for something.
No comment.
But yeah, this lens right here, just to paint you a picture, if you're coming from a lens like a 24-70, then of course it's lighter and much more enjoyable to use. But if you're already feeling a setup like a 50mm f1.4 G Master, or even a 35mm f1.4 G Master, and you're feeling that they're a little too much, then yeah, this lens right here can have that very similar feeling. If you're looking for a pocketable, versatile zoom lens, then you're probably better off with a 20-60mm kit lens. Not the greatest optically, but it's not bad, and you will have a much better time carrying that around. But if you really want the quality, this is it right here, baby. Right here. Now, depending on the body that you're going to be using this with, like the A7C series, it can feel a bit front heavy. If you use the A7C-R that comes with the pinky grip, or you can buy it for $150 for your A7C too,
$150?
then the handling will feel much better. And of course, with the bigger alpha bodies like the A7 IV, A7R5, it will feel very balanced. Now, you may have noticed the barrel of the lens. If you've ever used a 16-35mm lens, same concept. You actually need to extend the barrel out to get the wider field of view, as opposed to most lenses that you might be used to, which is the complete opposite. Now, while it does feel normal on a 16-35, for whatever reason, it just feels weird with a 24-50. Like when I turn on my camera, the 50mm just feels right to me, and I would often forget that I can zoom out to get a much wider shot. Could just be a me thing though. But man, Sony really designed this lens with the ZV-E1 and the A7C series in mind. Lighter body, lighter zoom lens combo, and they pair fairly well together. And what I would actually do is pair this with an 85mm f1.8. Y'all already know that's my favorite lens, and I often pair my 24-70 with the 85, but the 70 and the 85 at times can feel a bit redundant. But since this lens exists now, I don't have to worry about that, and I get to shave off some weight. But it'll be completely up to you which other lens you want to pair it with, but this 24-50 right here will be a good baseline for general photo and video purposes. And honestly, I would love to see more of these weird zoom ranges. The rumors were saying a 16-25mm was supposed to come out with this, and I would have loved to see that as well. And what I would have loved to see is a 70-135mm f2.8 telephoto zoom lens down the road. I'm just making up some numbers there, but come on. More compact, lightweight enough versatile zoom lens, please.
That would be good.
And there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. Sony has a lot of these high megapixel cameras, and we can use these high megapixels to compensate for some of the heavy cropping that we can do. So it can look like we shot it with a longer lens than what we actually have. Their mid-tier full-frame cameras are now at 33 megapixels, while their high-end R-series cameras are up to 61 megapixels now. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been cropping left and right and up the wazoo with these cameras, and it's fantastic. These G and G Master quality lenses really hold up well. Not to mention, I'm hoping to see 6K and 8K videos appearing in the next iterations of Alpha cameras. I'll still be working in a 4K workflow, of course, but again, it's the cropping capabilities we want to take advantage of. So please, Sony, please, as the unofficial leader of Old People Association community, we kindly beg for more compact lenses. Agree to disagree? Let it rip in the comments down below.
It's not easy for old people.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Stick around to listen to what my sponsor Squarespace has to say. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to create beautiful websites. You don't need any coding knowledge whatsoever. Simply just choose from their many easy-to-use templates. Perfect for people like us who want to focus on our travels and make YouTube videos for you guys, but still want a presentable website for brands that are looking to work with us. Whether you're building your own photography portfolio, an e-commerce store, or even a landing page for your business, design it with Squarespace. Get a 14-day trial with my link below and try it for yourself. When you're ready to launch, you can save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain with my code JasonVong. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Jason, stop it!